Thanks for tuning in, everyone. As you can probably see from the title, we are here in the Sunday Race Club on MyWhoosh. Qualifier 2 for June. We have a course in Colombia. It is fairly flat with some rollers in the first 44k into about a 6k com to finish. Last time I did this race was the week before Nationals, and I finished 6th, which was my best SRC result so far. So the course kind of suits me with that 10 or so minute climb to finish. How would we go today? The field is stacked with all the top guys, as it usually is. So the plan here is to conserve, sit in the wheels, to follow the attacks, and being SRC, they were constant as usual. The first 55 minutes or so of this race was literally just constant over-unders. Someone would attack, bring it back, over under, non-stop. The top guys just they don't ease up. They're relentless, and you'll see that by the numbers at the end. It's always a good move to keep a bit of an eye on that white jersey. He's a beacon for how the race is panning out, and so today was no different. Trust that the process would bring moves back. Maybe they wouldn't bring back moves of the really top riders, but for the most part, there's enough motivation and incentive for the group to close it down. Here was one of many examples or constant examples of the over-under nature of the race. There's currently, I think, 4 guys off the front, and now our group's about to get really busy to try and close that gap. This happened repeatedly through the first 44k. Unfortunately, as the power's lifting here, by the time we got to the KOM, the top 5 riders had already split off the front. Whether people were unable to chase or whether people were kind of a little bit like me and a bit hesitant to try, I'm not too sure. But in the end, Jason, Michael Vink, Michael Knudsen, Safrazadi, and Ollie Jones started the climb ahead of us, which for me, I wasn't too concerned about because those guys are probably likely to outclimb me anyway. So I'm kind of in that second tier group when we did eventually get to the climb. Stats before the climb, so 311 watts. So about 4.9 on the day, watts per kilo. I was really happy with how I kind of had conserved through that point leading into the KOM. You can see there about 330 normalized due to the over-under nature of the race. As we head into that final KOM, as I said, there are 5 guys up the road, a few more kind of trying to get amongst it, and I wasn't sure how my legs were. I was a little bit concerned in the first 44k, but it was quickly evident as we got onto the KOM that I felt pretty good and in control. Still lots of the very elite guys in this group here battling it out for, at this stage, 6th to 10th place. You never know what could happen with a fast climb. If we could catch maybe the 4th and 5th guys that had took off up the road in the last kind of 10 minutes. But at this stage, there's still a group of probably 10 or so left, and I'm feeling pretty in control of things to this point. Heart rate at 165, so I've got a little bit to spare there, that's for sure. We are starting to catch the front of category 2 as well, so that's going to be a little bit decisive down the track, but I'm feeling comfortable. Heart rate's dropped even more. Now, last time on this race, I think I finished with 12 minutes at about 4:17 to finish 6th. Was really happy with it. The last couple of minutes got really difficult, but I kind of boxed on pretty well to finish there. At the moment, I'm starting to gain confidence. Every time someone is on the front, I'm able to follow pretty comfortably. And it was with this confidence that I decide that I'm going to follow every move from any of these guys that are left in this group. You can see 3K left of the KOM. That's a good little sign for me. I know there's more left to the finish after the top, but in my head, I'm treating it as kind of like 3K to go and still feeling in control of things. Category 2 are just up ahead. I thought that this might be a moment where someone tries to attack because they get the draft on the way through. So if anyone went, I was going to follow in this moment to see what would happen. They're still climbing fantastically themselves. All very, very strong riders in category 2 as well. Most of them could probably mix it up in this race field themselves as we start to get close. I think we still have most of our little group there. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable, I must say, which is giving me a lot of confidence. This deep into a climb, still feeling good. Things are going positive mentally. So Tugels is the one to do that move through the pack. So I jump straight onto his wheel as we head through there. And so I'm like, okay, now we're on. We might be looking to kind of escape or something. But a couple of guys quickly start to join us, and we do ease up a little bit. Now, I guess I could have taken some of that responsibility on myself, but I'm still a little bit kind of maybe lacking confidence, or maybe just kind of trying to be efficient and smart and following the wheels. Um, in this kind of race. So heart rate's now up over 170, so we're getting pretty serious. There's not too much more to spare, but I still do have really good legs. I know there are only like 5 of us in the Cat 1 field there. The other 4 or 5 have taken quite a bit of time to get across. So for me, I'm now thinking that I probably do have better legs than um, that second half today, and thinking that if I'm feeling this in control of things, then some of these big names must still be feeling pretty good as well. So knowing that the last K of the KOM is steeper, I'm thinking that like last time, it's going to explode a little bit as we head around this corner, which things do start to escalate a little bit. And see there briefly up over 500 watts, and I'm following again. But yeah, feeling in control still. I'm one of the first few to respond to that move, which is always a good sign that things are going pretty well. Um, Kind of getting ready for this final K, thinking I have a bit left. Norin, Farmwatch squad teammate, is just heading up ahead there, so I decide that obviously I'm not going to chase him. Let one of the other guys do the work to close that down if they want to. I know that with a big kick that I can finish strong, as well as we're into the last 300 of the KOM. And again, we're just kind of following, we're responding to the moves, making sure that none of these guys get away on a day where the legs are feeling good. Heart rate's up at 173. So again, there's not many to spare, but in terms of like a mindset and a legs point of view, I felt full of riding still. As I slow it down, we go across the KOM banner there. We're down to about 6 of us, and I'm kind of now just waiting to go. I know the finish is at about 50.3, but I don't know in seconds how long that's going to be, and I can't see the finish line on my screen, especially in View 8. I do like View 8 though, so when I do go, I kind of just have to go all in and until I see the finish line pop up ahead of me. And it's about now that I start to lift it, thinking someone's going, and I kick in Tugel's kicks at the same time, basically. So you can see both of us getting busy there, up over 700 watts, which is a good finish. Shows that I had some nice legs. Tugels is doing a bit more than me there behind me, but he doesn't quite have time to come round as the finish line pops up. And I am stoked with that. So 6th place comes up. Thought it might have been fourth or fifth, but there's the results. Some massive numbers from the front end. You can see I was fairly smart in the way I went about it. The climbs portion of the race there, so 12 minutes at 4:06. Not quite as big numbers as last time on this course, but um, as I said, the way I felt was really good. There's my numbers there compared to the top guys. Looking at like the 20-minute numbers there, they were just a clear level above on the day. That's a significant difference from my 20 versus theirs. So those five were clearly better. So to come in, win the bunch sprint was really good result for me. Take that every day of the week. And I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you out here next time. Cheers.